Hello, today's science and craft story time is about the book, A Butterfly is Patient. And then we're going to do an experiment and an art project about butterflies. A Butterfly is Patient by Diana Hutz Aston and Sylvia Long. Look at all those caterpillars. A butterfly is patient. It begins as an egg beneath an umbrella of leaves, protected from rain, hidden from creatures that might harm it, until the caterpillar inside chews free from the egg casing, tiny, wingless, and hungry to grow. A butterfly is creative. A caterpillar feeds on leaves, eating so much that it must molt or shed its skin many times. It can grow up to 30,000 times larger than it was when it took its first bite. So here it is as a little tiny egg. Then it's a teeny weeny caterpillar, and as it eats, it grows and grows. Once a caterpillar has eaten all that it needs, it creates a protective covering called a chrysalis. Curled inside the chrysalis, it's growing wings. Now it's time for metamorphosis. That's a big word, metamorphosis. Changing from one form to another. So inside the chrysalis, it changes from the caterpillar that it was into the butterfly with wings. A butterfly is helpful. Butterflies, like bees, help pollinate plants so that they can reproduce or make seeds. As a butterfly flits from flower to flower, sipping nectar, tiny grains of pollen clings to its body and then fall away onto another flower. Seeds are only produced when pollen is transferred between flowers of the same species. This is called pollination. So see, they start at one lily and then go to the next and spread the pollen that way. A butterfly is protective. Butterflies use their wings to protect themselves from predators such as hungry birds, lizards, and other insects. Some butterflies have markings on their wings called eye spots. Scientists don't know what they're used for. Perhaps they're to scare away a predator or to attract a mate. Wings can help butterflies camouflage or hide themselves in the environment. One kind of butterfly, the peacock butterfly, makes a hissing sound by rubbing its wings together when it's alarmed. And look at this one. You can see its body here. Looks just like the leaves of this plant when it has its wings closed. And this is the peacock butterfly that makes the sound. It's trying to frighten away the praying mantis, I think. A butterfly is poisonous. The warning colors of some butterflies, wings that are yellow, red, orange, white, and black, tell a predator that they are poisonous or bad tasting. Monarchs and pipevine swallowtails eat poisonous plants as caterpillars, so they become poisonous as adults. Birds and other insects have learned not to eat them. A butterfly is spectacular. Look at all the different colors. A moonlight jewel. This pretty one is a ruddy doggerwing. Or maybe daggerwing. Daggerwing, that's what that says. That makes more sense. A zebra swallowtail. Look, it looks just like a zebra with stripes. Ooh, and this pretty blue one, a blue morpho, it says. Lots of pretty kinds. A butterfly is thirsty. To find flowers, butterflies smell the air with their antennae. They taste with their feet. but they sip nectar, the sweet liquid produced by flowers, with a proboscis, a tongue-like piece that coils and uncoils. So that means they can curl it in. Some butterflies get their nourishment from rotting fruit or from minerals. Often, a kaleidoscope of butterflies gathers on a puddle in mud near a pond or a lake to drink the water rich in salts and minerals. Puddles have lots of salts and minerals because of evaporation. A butterfly is big. This rare Queen Alexandra's bird wing is the largest butterfly in the world, with wings that can span up to a foot. It lives in the rainforest in northern Papua New Guinea. Wow, a foot. That's this big. That's this big. That's crazy. And they can be tiny. The smallest is the rarely seen Aryan small blue found in Afghanistan, with a wingspan of less than 1/3 of an inch, about the size of a grain of rice. It really is tiny. A butterfly is scaly. A rainbow of shiny, powdery scales cover the wings of a butterfly. Scales stacked like shingles on a roof. Without scales, its wings would be as transparent as the wings of a bee or a dragonfly. The color patterns and shapes of a butterfly's wings have a purpose. Some use their pattern of colors to attract mates. In places where the climate is cool, dark scales absorb heat from the sun, warming the butterfly's flight muscles. Butterflies are cold-blooded and must have a body temperature of 86 degrees Fahrenheit to fly. That's why you sometimes see them on a rock or a branch flapping their wings in and out. They're trying to warm up so that they can fly. A butterfly is not a moth. Butterflies and moths belong to the same family of insects, the Lepidoptera, which means scale wing. They are the only insects with scaly wings, but there are differences between them. Moths appeared on Earth between 100 and 190 million years ago. Butterflies just 40 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, when flowering plants and the nectar most butterflies need to survive evolved. Nearly every kind of butterfly flies during the day, while most moths fly at night. A moth spins a cocoon made of silk, while a butterfly makes a chrysalis, or an exoskeleton made from its own skin. A butterfly is a traveler. Most butterflies, such as the red admiral or the common buckeye, migrate a short distance to find warmer places. But some, like the monarch, travel far. Although monarchs weigh only as much as a few rose petals, they can fly almost 3,000 miles from Canada to their winter home in Mexico at a rate of 20 miles an hour. Glider pilots have reported seeing monarchs flying at an altitude of 11,000 feet. That's higher than some clouds. A butterfly is magical. Monarchs gather in huge numbers in the forests of central Mexico, waiting for spring, and then they fly north to the milkweed plants in North America, where they lay their eggs. And now it's time again for their metamorphosis. Look at them all gathered on that tree. A butterfly is patient. The egg hatches. The caterpillar emerges, feasting on leaves, before it wraps itself into its warm, protective chrysalis, patiently waiting to soar. And look at all those different kinds of butterflies again. I hope you enjoyed that book. Let's do some things about butterflies. All right, so on your balloon, on one side, you're going to draw a caterpillar. You want the head of the caterpillar to face the neck of the balloon. And I did that by drawing a bunch of circles that touch each other to make the body parts of the caterpillar. And then flip it over, and you want to draw a butterfly on this side, and the head of the butterfly should face the top of the balloon. And I did that by drawing a bunch of circles that touch each other and then adding wings to either side. And maybe some antenna on the top. Okay. Then you have your water bottle with some vinegar inside it, and your paper funnel goes down inside your balloon, and then slowly add baking soda to your funnel. You can use a spoon, or you can pour directly from the container. Kind of squinch the sides of the funnel to make sure the baking soda all goes down inside your balloon. You're going to stretch the mouth of the balloon over the top of the water bottle, and you've got your caterpillar crawling up. Your caterpillar is crawling on and making its chrysalis. Now you're going to lift the balloon up straight and see what happens. So now we've got our caterpillar in its chrysalis, and we're going to lift the balloon. Oop. Can you hear the fizzing? That's the reaction between the vinegar and the baking soda, and you'll see some magic happens when you do it. Your butterfly should inflate and open its wings out wide. I hope you enjoyed that. What happens is the acid vinegar reacts with the base baking soda and creates carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide then gets trapped inside your balloon. I didn't use enough vinegar in my bottle, so mine isn't very big, but yours should really blow up. Pay attention to some other things, like, does the bottle feel warm or cold? Temperature change is also part of the chemical reaction that's happening. I hope you enjoy this chemical reaction. I know I always love a good baking soda and vinegar reaction, and imagining our butterflies coming out. To begin our art project, you're going to need one piece of the white art paper, your ruler from home, and the black crayon I sent you. And the first step is going to just be drawing black intersecting lines in all directions on our paper. And just, you might want to go back and forth a couple times. You want a good dark line. The reason you want a dark, thick line is that we are going to use the crayon lines in a resist technique. We are going to use them to contain our watercolor paints inside the little panes that our lines create. You can do as many lines as you'd like all over your paper. So now your paper has a bunch of sections all around it, dividing your paper into smaller sections. And the next thing we're going to do is to paint. So you should have red, blue, and yellow. And we're going to want to thin them down with a little bit of water because they're very highly concentrated paints. So you are also probably going to want to be able to rinse your paintbrush between colors, especially if you want to do some color mixing to make different colors. So I like to use the lids as a palette for mixing blended colors. And roughly equal parts water with the paint that we sent. So about 2 spoonfuls of water in each. And then you can add more if you decide that it looks like it's too dark. And so you're just going to want to take your paintbrush and dip it and then paint inside the line. And it should help keep the paint in the space that you put it in, because it has the wax of the crayon in there. And the wax is like oil and it resists the water. That's what helps to keep it in place. I did not rinse my brush super well between those, so I got a little bit of a purpley tint to that. Be sure you're really rinsing and blotting your brush in between if you want a pure color. So I think I'm going to make some green, so I'll put a little yellow on the lid. And then rinse and get some blue and mix them up right on my lid. I think I want it yellower than that. You can always use a little spoon if you need to. But there, we made some pretty green. And we can make a purple. I think I'm going to do that on the blue lid. Put some blue down. Rinse off well. I think I want it redder than that. It's going to be a nice dark purple. Let's do this little guy here. Now, say you get it on your paper and you decide, it's still bluer than I want. Rinse well, and you can put a little red in directly and it can blend right on your paper as well. All right, I think I'm happy with that color now. Just keep going until you've filled all the little spaces on your paper with color, and then we'll move on to the next step. So now we've filled all of the panels on our paper and we've let it dry completely. Once it's dried completely, you're going to turn it over, and you can either use the stencil of the butterfly wing or the butterfly wing that I cut out, and you're going to trace around with your crayon or with a pencil. Then be sure to flip the wing over and trace again. You want your painting to show on both wings. Then you're going to cut those out. Oops, I guess mine was not completely dry. I'm going to cut out the wings. After you've cut each wing out, you can go along the edge with your black crayon to emphasize the edge and make it even more of a stained glass look. And then you're going to glue your wings down. Flip that over, I got crayon on that. You're going to glue your wings down onto your paper, and you can do that at an angle, you can do that straight, however you like. and then glue the little butterfly body in between the wings. And then you have a stained glass butterfly. I hope you enjoyed today's project and book. I know I did. Have a great day.